Just getting to the top of a hill. One thing I wanted to talk about is that when you're applying for sits, I think it's really important to look for sits that will really match, kind of your lifestyle, how you like to live your days, and also your fitness level. I'm saying I'm doing this as I'm out of breath from walking up a hill. When I first came over, one of my sits was great. It was in a village and lots of kind of flat areas to walk around in the nearby commons. But my second sit was much more challenging, just up and down hills. And they had a big active dog that they liked to walk at least for 2 hours a day. So, I just did it. I went out in the morning and took the dog on good long walks and did the same thing in the afternoon. And at the end of that time, after a couple of weeks, I was in a lot better shape than when I started. But I think it's important when you go into it to really think about your fitness level and the dogs you'll be taking care of and see if it's a match, because my experience is here when people have the bigger dogs, they really like them to be out for mostly, a good hour walk in the morning and a good hour walk in the afternoon. And so that's important, just to be, kind of realistic with your own fitness and what works for you. And saying that, there are lots of sits for smaller dogs that don't need that kind of walking. So just to have a look when you apply, and just make sure you're applying just to sits that match your abilities so that everybody's happy. We're walking up to a castle. We're almost to the top of the hill. It is Barry Pomeroy Castle. Oh, I'm having a hard time getting it at a good angle. There we go. And we were just reading, it's considered to be the most haunted castle in England, which is pretty fun. So we're gonna go over there and explore, and I can't seem to get the light on this video correct. Anyway, check back in a bit. So I just wanted to mention that today's walk we are using the All Trails app, which is the first time I've used it, and it's been helpful finding, the trail to the castle. And I also use an app that I love called OS app, and it's basically based on the Ordnance Survey here in England. They have Ordnance Survey maps that you can get, and the first couple of years I was actually getting the physical map and screenshotting that and carrying that around, and that was good, and at least I didn't get lost. But having the OS app on my phone, and it has GPS, so it knows where I am, and it's given me just a lot of confidence going into areas that I haven't been before and finding trails, new trails, which is really great. I love that. Right now we have trying to get them, gorgeous geese behind me. Let me see. Goslings. Very fun. I can see them. We have to keep the dog on leash in this area because of waterfowl. You can see the castle above. Ah, so pretty. The ruins of the castle. Excellent. So gorgeous. So beautiful. Wow. Walking in the UK has been just an incredible experience. There's just thousands and thousands of miles of trails that are open for public access. And walking and rambling is a really big part of the culture. And this is, obviously hundreds of years ago, it was out of necessity. That was how they got from one place to another. But in the 18th century, things changed a bit, and the Romantic movement came, and people had just a connection with nature in a different way. And saw walking as part of this appreciation and this experience. And so from then, there were lots of groups formed that started to preserve and open up many areas for walking. And in 2000, it's called the Countryside Rights of Way Act was voted in, which really protected just thousands of miles of walking paths in the countryside and allowed for many of the associations who were supporters of that act to sign them and develop them. And now, today, there's still, I've read that there's still thousands of miles that haven't been actually, haven't been documented and, signed. So there are groups in every area that come through and help with restoration. I mean, I've seen people many times on trails, preserving the path, clearing trees. It's an incredible thing. So as someone who likes to walk, it feels endless. You can just go and go and go. And a lot of people trek, for days from one end of the country to the other. So it's just been a great way to get out and explore. Just gonna wrap it up now, but this is our last walk of the day, and trying to encourage this little guy to make it up the hill. Sometimes it's challenging. Yeah, sometimes he's cooperative, and sometimes for no reason he's not. But we have treats, so treats are working. So thanks for watching my video, and hopefully you'll come back again, and I'm going to continue to do videos just really about house sitting and also walking around England, around beautiful, quaint villages and countryside walks. So thanks for spending some time with me today, and hope I see you again. Bye.